Hello, this is OverLordBou, again with my friend SAT Score, and today we're going to be talking about the Thunderer and the Deadeye mess going on right now. So, a lot of people know and have seen that in Tier 10s right now, the Thunderers are one of the most popular ships to be played, especially with Deadeye. And this replay was brought to you by Mix, who is a 007 clan member of mine, and QQ7 Plowski and Triarch. And in this game, they just wreaked havoc. So while this replay is going on, I'm just going to talk about the Thunderer, the Tier 10 and 9 meta currently, and Deadeye, and how it's affecting all that.
So Thunder is a Tier 10 Royal Navy battleship premium. Was released about roughly a year ago, and ever since then it's gained a rather notorious reputation. Compared to the Conqueror, she shares a similar hull. She has 457mm guns, and she mounts 8 of them. Her gimmick in this case is the improved accuracy of those shots. She has battlecruiser dispersion formula compared to the traditional battleship dispersion curve that every other battleship uses, and that naturally makes her much more accurate.
And the fact that the HE salvos on this thing are one of the highest in the game compared to the Conqueror, where its salvos can do 16k HE salvos per salvo, which is insane. That doesn't top off the fact that it can have a 65% fire chance. So it can do 16k salvos plus the fire, and the thing is, this thing reloads at about 22 seconds. So 457s, 22-second reload, 65% fire chance, and the 16k salvo just adds into just a ridiculous firing machine. And without range mod, its range is 24.3. So it is a long range battleship. And plus, with that much range, you'd think it'd have a big concealment range, but no. With the concealment build on it, its concealment goes down to 12.4 or 12.3, which it's one of those. But it's just insane, because if you think about the concealment range there, 12.3 or 12.4, and then it has a firing range of 24.3, which means it has about 12 kilometers of room that it can fire from its concealment. So where it can stealth fire, where it can just go dark and wait for the best opportune moment, and then fire and never get spotted. And then you add the Deadeye, which we're going to get to in a few seconds. It just makes it one of the most notorious HE throwers in this current meta. Like, it is redonkulous.
The Thunder doesn't get everything with that accuracy boost. She pays for it in considerably worse. She has very good detection, but as far as battleship survivability is concerned, she is actually among the worst among Tier 10s. She doesn't get that super heal the Conqueror does, and her armor scheme is considered very poor. And so, because of that, Thunder players are encouraged to just snipe at long range, where the armor and HP issues are less of a concern. And this is just compounded with another issue, in which they're heavily encouraged to take the skill Deadeye. So to give a brief summary, a Deadeye will increase your battleship's accuracy as long as no enemy ships are within your detection range.
Isn't that if they're spotted? So if something's dark, right? So if something's dark within your detection, that means that the Deadeye still goes. But if there's something spotted within your detection, then it doesn't. Deadeye's deactivated.
Yep, that is correct. So if you take a look on the mini-map, anything within that 12.3 detection circle, if there's an enemy inside of it, then Deadeye will no longer be active. But even if there is an enemy inside it, as he said, as long as there's no spotted enemies within that detection, then Deadeye will be active. So, since Deadeye only works outside of 12.3 kilometers, and since Thunder armor is poor, especially when you get to closer ranges, you can see why a lot of Thunders will stay at longer ranges, just to make sure to keep the skill active. And this, and combined with the Thunder's high accuracy, she's still able to output a lot of damage, even at longer ranges.
This affects the meta in two ways. One, it makes it where battleships are more keen to stay further away. Because one, even if battleships don't use Deadeye, they're having to deal with a lot heavier amounts of Thunderers, because the Thunderers are being removed on February 17th. Or by the time this video's out, and by the time some people are watching this, it's already been removed. So it's going to be removed February 17th. So when this happens, so there's such a huge demand for the ship that everyone's grabbing it. Everyone's grabbing as many as they can. So the matchmaking is being flooded with Thunderers currently. And a lot of people are figuring out, oh, these Thunderers are really easy to play. Because all you gotta do is sit around 15 through 22 kilometers and you're golden. As long as you're angled and you're not bow in, the ship is really simple to literally just aim, shoot, and if you catch a fire, you wait for them to DCP and you wait a little bit to shoot them at again, and bam, you get a perma fire. And the fact is that the 22-second timer is pretty much perfect with most of the DCPs in the battleships and the cruisers, because not many DCPs last longer than 22 seconds. They're always a lot shorter. So by the time your next reload's up, you will be able to start another perma fire, which is just incredibly powerful. The Thunder has very good AP for its ship. Just no one really uses it because it's known for its HE. But the AP shells can do citadels, AP, it's just as accurate as the HE. So in the skilled hands, you'll just wipe the floor with broadside cruisers, broadside battleships. They just won't stand a chance. And a lot of people just don't use it because they've been taught, hey, you only need HE with this ship. You don't need to use AP. And when a ship that has really good AP and HE, and like, oh, hey, I'm gonna only use HE, it just shows that the skill gap, the skill for this ship isn't like really, like, it's not really needed. I've seen people with PRs of less than 1,000. Like, people that aren't like really good literally still do like hundreds of thousands, 100,000 matches, or 120 or 130,000 matches. They still do an insane amount of damage for a ship that's supposedly supposed to be a skill ship. No, this ship is just a easy cakewalk, just easy come, easy go. And with the Deadeye meta right now, it's amplifying this even more. It's making it so much worse. Because all the battleships are scared. Now, even before Deadeye, the battleship meta was to be not many battleships push because of the cruiser HE meta, where they were, if they pushed in, they just got hammered by so many HE ships that they wouldn't be able to survive. So a lot of battleships sat back anyway. Well, this Deadeye meta for tier 9s and 10s anyway, it means like, hey, we now have a skill that makes it where we're more accurate and we're further back. So a lot of times in this meta, you see a lot of battleships, and you see a lot of teams usually clump up together further back because a lot of them are using Deadeye, and they're just clumping up, one, because of the CVs. A lot of people are scared of the CVs, like the FDR, what's the other one? I always forget its name.
MVR?
Yeah, MVR, yes, thank you, the MVR. Because the CVs got a buff during this meta as well. So a lot of battleships are deciding to clump up together with Deadeye to kind of phase off the carriers and make a quote-unquote work. We'll just do that. But as you can see in this match, like, he's having easy work just wiping the floor with everyone. It's hilarious. 142,000, 1 kill so far. Yeah, this is just easy. Like, they're just clobbering.
And aside from the GK rush earlier, he's never had to go within 15 kilometers of another enemy ship.
Nope, he hasn't. He can go as dark as he can go stealth as much as he wants. Like, he's able to sneak up on this carrier. Just doesn't really matter. He can do whatever he wants. You can get that damage. It's just this ship's concealment plus its mobility. Oh, damn. Well, there's yeah, there's AP for you. Yep, it is. Yep. So, it's just this thing has such a great concealment, great guns. Its armor isn't the best, but the fact is that with Deadeye, this ship has a super cruiser accuracy. So it is just insanely good. And if anyone's trying to say, oh, this ship isn't good, they're flat out lying. I'm sorry. Anyone that tries to convince anyone that this ship is bad, they just... I think they're crazy. The only time I would consider this ship not good is if you're a co-op main and you're trying to do secondary builds. Because in co-op, if people are a co-op main, they will build ships strictly for secondary builds against the bots, which I completely understand, and I'm not judging anyone for being a co-op main, but that's how they play. So this ship isn't good for co-op, but for randoms it is insanely just top grade ship currently. Insanely high. It's a must to get ship. Like if you see a Thunderer on the enemy team and you know where it's at in the match, you gotta watch out for it. You gotta make sure you're not being the target of it, because if you are, you're gonna get your butt clapped with nothing but HE from 24 kilometers away. Like, you have to watch out for it. You gotta put pressure on it to make it go away or make it not focus you. Because a lot of Thunderers, they'll just focus one target the whole match, just keep getting fires and keep farming the damage. Because this ship is really good at it's just good at pretty much anything besides pushing, and of course, it's not really good against CVs. But nothing, no battleship really is. Like, the only ships that are good for anti-air are like the ones that I've already been talking about in my other videos with the anti-air builds and such, and I'm making more in the future. But this match is just an insane match, and it just shows the dominance of this vessel. It's just so easy. It's so easy.
Problem solved, sir.
So besides the Thunder taking Deadeye, a lot of other battleships also take Deadeye in the current meta. It's just so Deadeye just works very strong in the current tier 10 passive meta. Granted, the tier 10 meta has always been relatively passive compared to the other tiers, but Deadeye makes it even more so, since you're basically giving everyone a free boost to accuracy. So the ships that do try to brawl, they get crapped on even harder, because everyone with Deadeye will just chunk their HP down.
Exactly. It's just incredible. But yeah, I don't think this Deadeye meta is gonna. It's not very good for the game currently. Like, it makes tier 9s and 10s horrible. But currently, the Deadeye meta isn't really affecting lower tiers, and we can talk about it in a different video. But currently, tier 1s through 8s aren't really affected by this. Tier 1s through 8s are they're actually the most fun currently. Tier 9s and 10s are unbearable, but tier 1s through 8s are amazing right now. So we'll talk about that in a different video, though. We are out of time. So, is there any last points you want to bring up?
No. I think you did a good job of covering everything about Thunder and Deadeye.
Alright, well, thank you for being here again, brother. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll talk to y'all later. Don't forget to like and comment down below. If you have any questions or you want any future ships put in this, make sure that you put it down in the comments below. I'll consider it. I do enjoy your guys' feedback, so I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day.